Hello kids, Shubha Mangalam. This is Hemalata at Little Scholar High School taking up class 3 science children, and we are in lesson number 3, that is animals and birds, and you have to refer the page, that is 32. So please open your textbooks and come to page number 32. Now in our previous class we have discussed about the what are the importance of the feathers. What is the importance of the feathers, like they makes the birds to fly and all, covers the body to maintain the body temperature, to give it shape and all. And we have discussed about the three kinds of feathers, like some are strong, some are soft, and all this we have discussed that these feathers have its own function to perform, and they have its own position where they are located. Finally, the only thing is important is, with all this arrangement of the body shape or the arrangement of feathers or different kinds of feathers, the only purpose is to make the bird fly and give it a shape. Okay, now in today's class we shall talk about the beaks. Today's topic is about beaks. Now all of you know what is a beak. See children, every organism has its own organ, or every organism has its own method of taking the food. Now when we talk about, just consider ourselves, and we have the mouth to take the food, and we have the teeth to chew the food. Yes or no? Some animals are there which have only the tongue, like frog and lizards, snake. They'll take the food through the help of their tongue. Yes or no? And they swallow. In case of birds, when we talk about the birds, they do not have any teeth. Okay, they do not have any teeth. Now these are the different kinds of beaks what shall we discuss today. And again I'm repeating it again, the different shapes of the beaks are again depending, it depends upon the nature of the food what they take. That means the different shape of the beaks is designed so that, because every bird has its own method of eating the food or taking the food, and every bird differs in the variety what it takes. Some may eat grains, some may eat very small insects, and there are certain birds which dig deep into the soil and eat grains or small insects, and some of birds are there which suck the nectar from the flowers. So all these are the methods of taking the food. All these are the different methods for the bird to take the food and survive. So birds do not have any teeth, children. This is the first point. Then they have different kinds of beaks. Yes, different kinds of beaks. Just now I said it is because it depends upon the nature of the food what they take. Now first is we discuss about the parrot here. If you look at the parrot, children, see that this is the design or shape of the beak, we can say. When we talk about the parrot, this is the, I try to make as much clear as possible, children. I hope you can see and you can understand. Now parrot is, this is the shape of the beak of a parrot. Okay, this is the shape, or this is the okay, designed. This is how the parrot's beak is designed, children. Okay, now why the beak is designed? So what is the reason for the parrot to have this kind of beak? Yes, the reason is they have to crack the nuts. How it is? First, what is the structure we see? Means what is the shape of the beak? That is, it is short in nature. Yes or no, children? It is short in nature. And how it is? It is curved. It is short and it is curved. Why it is designed so in a curved shape or in a short manner is to, because these parrots have to crack the nuts. All of you know that nuts are very hard. For example, if you take a walnut, the walnut, the fruit is present inside the nut, and the outer shell is very hard, children. Yes or no? So the parrot has to break that hard shell. The parrot need to break the hard shell of that particular nut to eat the fruit. Okay, that is the reason it is curved and pointed, and it is shot in nature. What is the purpose? To crack the nuts. Understood children about the parrots? Okay. Now let us move to the whoopie. This is another kind of a bird. And how is the shape of the beak? It is long and slender. How, if you look at this diagram, how it is? It is little lengthy or little long. Yes or no children? And what do you understand by slender? Slender is nothing but thin in nature. Slender is thin. So this whoopie bird, how it is having? It is having a long and slender or thin beak, we can see. And why the beak is designed, so why the beak is so slender and long here? Yes, because to pick up the insects from holes in ground. Now this particular bird, what does it do? What is they are saying here? It has to pick up the insects. For example, there are very small insects, imagine, and these insects, from where it has to take? It has to take from the hole. Okay, it has to take from the hole which is present in the ground, so this beak has to penetrate or enter into this hole to pick up these insects and eat. Yes or no children? That is the reason why the beak is long and slender. The reason is the beak has to enter the hole. The beak which is slender and thin has to enter the hole which is present in the ground so that it can take the insects from the ground. Okay, so this is the second one children. Now let us move to the third one, and here we are discussing about the two birds, that is the hummingbird and the sunbird. What are the two birds we are discussing here? It is the hummingbird and the sunbird. Now of course, you looking at this diagram, you might have got some clarity or the picture about type of beak we are going to discuss now. Now the hummingbird or the sunbird, how are their beaks? Their beaks are long. You see, their beaks are long and pointed to suck the nectar. See children, this is a flower. Okay, and what is the nectar? It is a very sweet juice which is present in the flowers. Okay, what is a nectar? Nectar is nothing but it is sweet juice which is present in the flowers, and some birds survive or live sucking or eat taking this sweet nectar only. So for them to live, they have to suck the nectar from the flowers. So flowers are very delicate, and few flowers are very small, few are little larger in size, but as the nature of the flower is, they are very smooth in nature. So if you just push a little force on it, the flower may get damaged. Yes or no? Or the flower will die or destroy, we can say, or it get damaged. Then what happens? The nature has created few birds in such a manner that the beaks are pointed and long. The beaks are long and pointed so that the beak can directly enter to the place where the nectar is present and suck the nectar from that flowers. Understood children? So the hummingbirds or the sunbird, their beaks are long and pointed for the purpose of taking the nectar from the flowers. Now let us talk about the fourth one. What is this fourth one we are discussing about? The what are the examples of the birds we are discussing here? It is the duck and the spoonbill. What is it? Is the duck and the spoonbill. Now how is the nature of the beak here? Yes, they are flat and broad with holes. How are they? They are little flat. Flat means like plain. Okay, little flat and broad. See, flat is this children. The flat. Broad means wider. Broad means wide in nature. And why the duck or spoonbill have these kind of flat and broad uh, beaks is because you might have observed a duck taking the food from the water children, taking the food from the water where it has to catch some insects or small fishes for it to eat. And on the beak they have a hole children. Okay, on the beak they have a hole. And what is the function of this hole? See, for example, Consider this as a beak. Now this is the small fish which the duck has to eat. Now the duck will eat with this flat and broad beak, and it will take the fish here. But along with the fish, some water also will enter into the mouth duck. Along with the fish, some water also enters into the beak of the fish. So this water is given out again with the help of this hole. Are you understanding, children? See, the duck and the spoonbill are examples which have the beak of a flat and broad in nature, and on that they have the holes also. The holes help in removing the water from the mouth, keeping the food inside. The fish or some other water insects will be there inside the mouth of the duck, but the water will come out. Like a strainer, you have the tea strainer in your house, yes or no? When you pour the tea into the strainer, what happens? The tea powder will remain in the strainer and the water or the tea will come out into the container, yes or no? In the same way, when the duck feeds on any insects or fish in the water, the food is remaining in the mouth of the duck and the water is again given back in the pond or lake, like that. Okay, so this is about the duck or the spoon bill. Now let us move to the fifth one, that is we are now here we are discussing about four kinds of birds, that is eagle, hawk, falcon, and yeah, hawk is repeated here. Owl, it should be owl. Okay, so what are the four kinds of birds we are talking about here? We are talking about the eagle, hawk, falcon, and owl. Now how are the shape of this beaks? The beaks of these birds are sharp hooked beaks to tear flesh. To tear flesh. Now again I am repeating, the eagle or the hawk or the falcon or the owl, they eat the flesh, children. They eat the fish for which they need to tear the flesh. That means flesh is nothing but some meat, yes or no? The meat of some other dead animals and all. So these animals, that meat, whatever is there, they have to tear that meat and eat. For that purpose, for tearing the meat only, they require very sharp and hooked beaks. With the help of this sharp and hooked beaks only, they are able to tear the flesh. For example, there is a flesh. If flesh is available as it is in bulk, it cannot take the flesh as it is. Yes or no? So what it has to do? It has to tear this flesh into small pieces. It has to make that full bunch of meat into small pieces. Then only it can enter into the mouth of a bird. Yes or no, children? That is the reason these birds have sharp and hooked beak, and the purpose is to tear the flesh, because that is the food what they eat. Okay. Now let us move to the sixth one, that is crane and heron. That is crane and heron. Now how is the nature or what type of beaks do this heron or crane have? They have long pointed beaks to catch a fish. They have long pointed beak to catch a fish. Now cranes you might have seen in your nearby lakes or pond. They are white in nature. The beaks are very long and pointed, and they are very thin also in nature, and legs are little long. Legs are long, and these are the one which can live on the water and on the trees also. They can live in the water and on the trees also. Now what is their food? Their food again is also some of the insects or the fish which they find in the water. Okay, children. So they also eat some of the insects or the fish which they find in the water. So now when these are not stable, yes or no, all the insects or the fish which are present in the water, they will not be in stable position. They keep on moving in the water. So this crane has to attack that food, yes or no? So this crane has to catch that food. For that purpose only, these cranes have the very long and pointed beak, so that they can go into the water and catch the food from the water. This is about the crane or heron. Now let us talk about the sparrow or pigeon. What is the next we are talking about? We are talking about the sparrow or pigeon. Pigeon are the normal birds which we see in our nearby surroundings. So they are very small, blackish and brownish in nature. They are very small birds. Now what is the nature of the beak of these birds? Yes, they are short and hard and strong. So how do the beak of a sparrow look like? It is short, it is hard, and they are strong also in nature. And what is the type of food they will eat? They will eat the grains, children. So just now I said that we find these sparrows in our surroundings. Yes or no? When they are we find them in the surroundings. Naturally, the food grains or some of the uncooked grains which are just thrown out, or sometimes for the drying purpose we put them in the sun and all. So these sparrows feed on those kind of grains. So the grains are very small, they are very tiny. Yes or no, children? For example, a pulse or a wheat grain or a rice grain, how small they are. Yes or no? They are very small in nature. So the sparrow have to pick up those small grains. For that purpose only they are having short beak. Okay, and when they are picking up the grains, they are naturally in the ground or on the surface of the land and all. So the beak should not get damaged. Hence they are strong in nature and hard in nature. So the sparrow or the pigeons which we find normally in our surroundings, they have short, hard and strong beaks. And what kind of food they take? They are nothing but the grains which are normally used by us. Okay, now we shall talk about the eighth one, that is the woodpecker. Now we shall talk about the woodpecker. Woodpecker, from the name only we can make out that woodpecker. Woodpecker means a bird which penetrates its beak or makes the beak to enter deep into the wood and makes a hole. For example, consider this as a tree. Okay, this as a tree, where on the tree the bird will make a hole and it feeds on that, and it feeds on that. And you know that how the trunk of the tree is, it is very hard in nature. Yes or no? The trunk of the tree will be very hard in nature. All of you know that. So for the trunk, in that trunk the bird need to make a hole. Then imagine how strong the beak should be. Yes or no? And at the same time it should go into that hole. Yes or no, children? So that is the reason they woodpecker will have a very strong and sharp pointed beak. Now this is about the different kinds of beaks what we have discussed. Birds do not have teeth, they have different kinds of beaks. We have discussed about the curved beaks, pointed beaks, flat beaks, sharp beaks and curved hooked beaks. Yes or no, children? The only reason is, yes, every different bird has its own different kind of food to take in. So for that purpose only the design of the wood is different. So hope you understood this topic, children. It is very easy only, but at the same time you should understand that for parrot, if you are talking about, you have to mention the words like short and curved, and it is, the beak is so because to crack the nuts. When we talk about the hoopie, it is long and slender because they have to keep the beak in the holes present in the ground. Hummingbees and all are taking the nectar from the flowers which are very delicate, so hence they are pointed and long so that the bee can enter to that point or place where the nectar is present. And about the duck, we have discussed that they are little broad in nature and flats, and hole is also present so that the food is inside the duck and water is again going back. Hooked to tear the flesh. Long again to catch the food from the water. And woodpecker again hard and pointed, very pointed it should be nature so that it can make the hole on the tree trunk. So this is about today's class, children, and you may please write the Sakshi, all of you write Sakshi in your classwork. And the homework which you have to do is, okay, Sakshi, for the day is home classwork we did about the explanation of the beaks. Okay children, and homework, write about different types of beaks. So this is the homework. So make sure that you are doing the homework, because homework is given for you to go into the next class children. Marks are allotted for this homework. Okay. So you please write the Sakshi and do the given homework. All will write the different types of beaks with the diagrams. With the diagrams. Okay, children? So this is very simple. You just make the diagram and just to the side you mention the small points. That is enough. Okay. Thank you.